let's talk a little bit about the Extinction Event. Your main character, Jack. Tell me the parallels between you and him. He's an attorney. He is 60 or around 60, but in pretty good shape. He's an attractive guy who
much better shape than I am.
And he very much, something that really struck me about him is he very much lives in his past. He very much plays in, he has the music that he remembers, he has the actors from the old movies, he has a lot of sports references that he'll run through when he gets into certain situations. He'll run through these, these sports things in the past. Do you find yourself doing the same thing? Are these your references that you give Jack?
Some of them. The sports references are not. I was the son of a Trotskyist in Springfield, Massachusetts during the McCarthy era. My father used to put me to bed every night with good night, sleep tight, wake up bright in the morning, night come the revolution, may it be short and bloody, and taught me how to shoot a gun by using the Wall Street Journal as a target. I did not live up to his expectations. I did not become a revolutionist. But I was not into sports at all. I was into some individual sports. I boxed and found out I had a glass jaw. I did judo, I did swimming. But the baseball references I had to research, and I wanted to give that to Jack for various reasons. There's a chapter involving a dramatic moment during a demolition derby, and 5 years ago I did participate in a demolition derby at a fairly advanced age. The next oldest person was 19, and they all called me Pops, which I didn't like. And when I came out of 100 cars, I came out 7th, and then my engine exploded, caught fire, and I had to scramble out. And I'd been smoking a cigar before the demolition derby, and I'd sort of tamped it out and put it in the pocket of my jacket. And so I scrambled out of the car. I took out the cigar and lit it, feeling very macho, very proud of myself. And I got to the perimeter, and my son took me down a peg by saying, "Dad, if you wanted to be really cool, you would have lit it on the flames from your engine." So yes, so I gave Jack some of myself, but not all of myself. I don't know if I live as much in the past as Jack does, or even if Jack does, but I think I want to do, among the things I want to do, there are two things I find missing in many books and TV shows and movies that I watch. One is a sense of sociology or economics. For example, whenever you see someone who lives in New York City and they're not multimillionaire, not just a millionaire, but a multimillionaire, and they don't have 4 locks on their door, you know this person has never lived in New York City or never paid attention. People who have ordinary jobs tend to live very, very well in books and movies and TV shows. Or you're not even aware what their jobs are. Very often you can finish a book and you have no idea what this person does for a living, mm-hmm. and why they have so much time to get involved in the plot. And so I wanted to place Jack both sociologically and economically in a real world, and have all the problems that I didn't do as much as I'll do in the next book, how real life interferes with if you're involved in a mystery. So one thing I wanted to give Jack was a real place in socioeconomic niche. The other was a real place in history, both the history of his own times as well as the history of the country, as well as the history of the world. And there's a section where he goes through a box of papers that belongs to a family, and these were based on real research archives I did, and it goes back to certainly the history of Columbia, the Hudson River Valley, which is where it takes place, and the early years of the United States. But I wanted to give him his history, and that's the baseball reference did that.